Call of Duty Vanguard is the latest installment in the Call of Duty franchise, whose developers are famous for their insane lack of greed, incredible honesty, and their tendency to always finish their games completely, no matter what. Call of Duty Vanguard has a completely unique and re-innovative feel to it that is unlike any other game in the Call of Duty franchise. This game does an absolutely phenomenal job at avoiding copying what Call of Duty did 2 years ago. Unique weapons, unique maps, absolutely everything in this game is completely unique and re-innovates on what COD already set before it. All of this, along with a genius campaign dialogue, stellar zombies, an absolutely amazing battle pass system. This is clearly a fucking 10 out of 10 fucking game. Best game of all time. It just really makes you feel like a woman in a white man's world, dude. I'm out of here. See you later.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you could leave a like to support it, that would be great as well. Let me know what you
Alright guys, I have a little bit of a confession to make. What if I told you that the developers were greedy? And that the game was not finished? Let's start with the campaign, where you and your ragtag group consisting of dead, average UK citizens.
Right, I'll tell you what, you fat little cunt. You're boring. You don't sound Nigerian at all. So go and fuck yourself. Go and fucking crawl in a dirty, dank little hole where you fucking come from.
Woman, as well as a random homeless man named Wade, have to take down a secret Nazi operation to ensue the apocalypse in the United States. Honestly, when I first played the Vanguard campaign, I was surprised to see that the Badman symbol actually made an appearance in Call of Duty. At this point in the franchise, they refrained from using that kind of symbol to avoid any kind of public backlash. That made me believe that this story was going to have some kind of like balls or like effort behind it. It doesn't. It's really bland, it's really cookie cutter, and it's nothing COD hasn't really done before. The majority of missions go like this. Since every character is currently locked into Richter's femboy dungeon, all of them take place in the past. It's basically 2 missions about the character's past that defines them. It's a unique structure, and I feel like it could be done well, but despite the characters being fleshed out, the payout for it at the end doesn't really go with anything that was fleshed out earlier, and the characters are still really bland either way, so it doesn't really do anything, to be honest, for me. It's just really boring. As I've said, since all the missions take place in the past, there's only technically 2 missions that actually happen in the game, like in the present of the game. The first one, where you're kidnapped by fucking Freisinger, and the last one, where you escape and kill him. The only real space in between this that takes place in the present, like the current time of the game, like what's actually happening, is the cutscenes with Richter. I think the only problem with this is Richter is such a fucking boring character. That's the problem with this game's plot. The villains, Freisinger and Richter, are just so boring, and these cutscenes are just nothing special. It's just interrogation scenes with sarcasm that you've seen in every other fucking like movie or game, whatever. Like they're really boring. They don't add anything to the plot, and they really are just more character moments for a crew that nobody really cares about. Let's be real. And honestly, this is just one of the innate problems with making any kind of World War II media. The villains are always just bland. They're just Nazis. They're racist. In this game especially, they just say racist shit. That's their only real character. I think Freisinger had like potential. He had a cool introduction where he like beats you to death with a fucking chair, like a Far Cry villain. And like I think his whole plan is actually interesting. How the Second World War was actually a coup for the Fourth Reich. How they could live in like fucking America, even though that makes no fucking sense. I think it was an interesting idea. It doesn't really make any fucking sense in the game and how they explain it. But I do think it's an interesting idea, but he is just a bland as fuck character. All he really does, his only memorable moment is just saying racist shit to Kingsley. They're all really just boring. As I've already said, this campaign is very cookie cutter, and I didn't mean that just in the story and how it's a World War II story, you versus Nazis. I meant that in the gameplay as well. Honestly, you would really only find this game fun if this was your first COD campaign ever. I could definitely see how somebody could have fun with this game if it was their first COD campaign. But honestly, as somebody who's played literally any other COD campaign, especially MW2019s, it's really just, it's awful. It's just like a copy and paste, essentially. There's no unique mission structures. There's no unique like objectives. It really is just shit that's been played out before. It took me a while to get through this campaign because it's just really boring to play. There's this one mission where you're trying to sneak around in a fucking swamp as Wade, I believe. And yeah, you have that stupid focus ability. It is just so long. It is just so bad. Like the whole game is just unnecessarily long, and it's just cookie cutter and boring. That's all I have to say about the campaign. if I'm blunt with you for one moment, there wasn't even going to be an MP section in this video. I barely had enough fucking motivation to make this video in the first place, let alone actually play this game's MP, dude. I could sit through the zombies. I could sit through the campaign. I cannot sit through the multiplayer. I think the zombies is way worse than the multiplayer, but the multiplayer just bores the fuck out of me, dude. Honestly, God, like I think it's way more boring than zombies. Even though zombies also sucks. Don't get me wrong, zombies is way worse. But MP in this game sucks dick, and I'm gonna explain why. So essentially, the direction for this game's MP, the direction, take all the complaints from Modern Warfare, right? The slow movement and the big maps and the fast TTK, all these encourage camping. So what do they decide to do? Make every map shipment, essentially. Like just make every map like shipment and spawns and like in fast-paced gameplay, essentially. And then fucking the TTK stays the same, but everybody moves at the fucking speed of light. Bam, new fucking COD. This is actually one of the most pathetic attempts at a fucking game I've ever seen in my life. Like, there's literally no reason to play this game over Modern Warfare 2019. It is worse in every single fucking way. There's legit no reason to play this. It's actually one of the most boring games I've ever played. It's just like a botched version of Modern Warfare 2019, but every map is the same. All the guns are the fucking same. And like all the sights are the same, all the attachments are the same. There's so many unnecessary attachments in this game. It's fucking unbelievable. I swear to God, there's one that like fucking makes you do more damage if you shoot legs or some shit, and then it makes them like walk slower if you shoot their legs. Like, what the fuck is this game? The TTK is literally worse than Modern Warfare. Actually, I lied. They did change it. They made it fucking shorter. You kill people by blinking at them, and by fucking just, like literally seeing people is enough for them to die in this fucking game. The spawns, I think this game, unironically, is the worst spawns I've ever seen in a Call of Duty. Like, the only thing that rivals this is, like, Cold War Nuketown. But that wasn't even that bad. But, like, this is literally unfucking playable. This is literally one of the worst games I've ever fucking played in my life. Like, it's boring, it's repetitive, like, all the maps are the same. There's no reason to play this more than 5 minutes a day, and even then, you're playing this daily. You have nothing better to do with your life. Like I could barely get gameplay for this video. In fact, what the fuck do I mean barely? I couldn't get game. I could not will myself to launch this game. I fucking installed the whole game because it's a piece of shit. And this made me lose hope for future Call of Duties. Like honestly, Cold War gave me some hope. This game just destroyed it. It just proved that fucking Activision sucks, dude. It I know I haven't gave like a lot of like objective reasons for why the MP is bad. I probably sound like Codfather right now, but dude, fucking play it. When this game first came out, I will not deny I did have fun with it, but then I played for like a few more times. I realized that this game is literally 2019, but every map is shipment and you move faster. Like, there's no reason to play it. There's less modes in 2019. There's less guns. I think there's less guns than Cold War even. Like, like, I don't understand. Like, how they're allowed to release these half-baked ass games. Like, the only reason I would ever see anyone playing this fucking game is if they really want to play Snoop Dogg in Call of Duty or some shit. Like, honestly, I think I'm done with the MP, dude. Like, I think I'm done talking about it. This game's zombies made me give up on Call of Duty, honestly. This game's zombies made me feel like Call of Duty was never going to be good again. When I went through all my points to make this video for zombies, I literally cannot and still probably will never be able to name a single positive about this game, Zombies. There's legit nothing to enjoy. This is one of the worst games I've ever played in my life. I'm not even kidding. Call of Duty Zombies and Vanguard is genuinely the worst game I've ever played, honestly. I like, and I think the main reason for that is because I had expectations. There was a whole trailer. This was literally like, this is foreshadowed. This was foreshadowed in Cold War with the ending with fucking Peck. And it was actually like all the trailers made it out to be a fucking good and interesting, and they just and it's like and it's $60 fucking dollars. and it's like fucking this. Like, I cannot name a positive. Like, if you paid for this game, I feel bad for you. I paid for this game, and I genuinely wanted a refund, but I played past the point where I can get one. So fuck me. Like, either way, like, essentially, this game's direction was zombies initially. Apparently, Outbreak was the most played zombies mode ever, according to stupid statistics like posted by Treyarch. And essentially, what they decided, I'm assuming this game was made in 5 minutes, by the way, because this literally feels like a last-minute decision. They made the whole game basically Outbreak. It's not like exactly like Outbreak. Essentially, how rounds work, you do objectives. You go through portals, do objectives. Every objective gives you another round, and you get like no points for killing zombies, but you get points for It's essentially like a similar version to Outbreak, except for it's worse because number one, there's less objectives to do, so there's just less to do in the mode, so it's just boring as shit. And it's just fucking it's fucked because there's no like actual map. The actual map that you are playing, like in a regular Cold War Outbreak, you can just run around the map and kill shit. You can actually fight like Orda and shit. Outbreak is actually fun in Cold War. In fucking Der Erfang and Terra Maldicta, there is not fucking shit to do. You could do the Easter egg on Terra Maldicta. That is legit like 5 steps, and all of them include the fucking stupid deities talking to you for like 10 minutes at a time. It's literally the worst Easter egg I've ever done in any fucking game. It's so bad. There's nothing to do on the maps. There's no secrets. There's no challenges. There's no nothing. There's legit no reason to play it. Like, it's legit. It feels like someone's fucking CIA experiment to make someone bored. Like, I'll sum up what playing this game is like. You go through a portal, do the same objective, do the same like 7-6 objective. I don't know how fucking many. Do the same 7-6 objectives over and over on fucking repeat. And the most boring shit ever, like stand over fucking glowing spots for like 5 seconds each in infinite spawn zombies. And the worst bosses ever added than any COD game ever. Motherfucker who shoots you, like, who the fuck did this? He shoots you through walls and shit even, because he's buggy as fuck. And Zabala's only really bad if you're playing with multiple people because it spawns like spears per person, so it can get fucking AIDS. Otherwise, the ball is pretty fine. I just don't think any boss should have invincibility frames. It just makes it so boring. Like, it's honestly better to just do the objective and wait out Zabala, because she's so annoying to kill. You have to actually focus her instead of doing the objective. So, another shit boss, essentially. And that's literally the game. I just told you the whole game. The worst part about this game, besides that, is definitely the progression. They absolutely fucked progression. There's legit, like, no reason to spin the box in this fucking game. Unless you're going for one weapon, like the best weapon in the game, the MK11. If you're not doing that, it's literally a waste of time. The ray gun sucks, the Wunderwaffe sucks. Like, you can spawn with the fucking Einhorn revolving. It's just the best weapon ever. There's no reason to use any gun that isn't the Einhorn or MK11. If you're going anywhere past round 15. Like, bro. Like... I remember when fucking the zombie games used to like not have like a meta. Like, sure, there was guns that were better than others, but like the majority of guns were like usable. Like in like Black Ops 3, I think Black Ops 3 had the best meta because there was good guns. There's really good guns, but there was like alright guns. So like they were at least usable. There was like a reason to hold on to them because they were actually decent. In this game, if you're not using 2 guns, you're going to die. Like, did they even try? If you really want to kill yourself in this fucking game, just use like a semi-automatic rifle. Use a marksman rifle or a sniper. You literally cannot play. You remember like the DSR 50 and BO2 zombies, like actually one of the best guns in that game? No, snipers fucking suck. Anything that isn't a shotgun or fucking grenade launcher is terrible. Like, like, why, dude? I think fucking spawning with whatever weapon you want is honestly one of the worst things that Cold War ever added to the series. Like, it just makes the game so boring because there's no reason to hit box. You're literally the pack punch system. What I think is wrong with it is you're encouraged to use one gun the whole game because of how expensive it is to fucking spin to pack punch. It's like, I forget how much exactly for all free upgrades, but it is a lot. So you can't just like, unless you're on like round fucking 1,000,000, you can never actually just hit box over and over and get a weapon and just pack punch it 3 times. One thing I'll give this game that isn't even a positive, it's just like somewhat improvement. They improved scrap. Like, instead of Cold War scrap system where there's two types of scrap, there's like rare scrap and green scrap, like shitty scrap. They're all just one thing. I think that's just better. And the weapon rarity system isn't tied to pack punch. I honestly think the weapon rarity system was fucking garbage. Like, it wasn't that bad. It was just like, it was completely unnecessary for the game. So I am glad it was removed. That is, no, I wouldn't even consider it a positive for this fucking game because it's just like, it's not. It doesn't even help the game in really any way because the progression is still dog shit. Like, it's still absolutely terrible. It's just Cold Wars, but like somewhat improved, but not really because of perks. Perks is absolutely the worst part of progression in this game. Like, you have to go around the map and buy each perk like 4 times. The first time is free, but you have to pay for all the other times. It like progressively gets more expensive. It starts at like 2,500, 500, 750. And that's like that's 15K for like one perk, I believe, which is like garbage. It's so fucking expensive for one perk. All the perks are fucking literally from the other games too. They didn't even add another fucking perk to this game, of course. What the fuck did I expect? They also renamed them for God knows why, even though nobody gives a shit. So let's say like you have all fucking perks upgraded, and you go down. You have to run around the map and buy all of them again. It's tedious as fuck. It's boring as fuck. And you don't even really feel like a gradual change between these perks when you upgrade them, like tier 1 to tier 2. It literally just gets better at 4, honestly. Like, Speed Cola is one of the shittiest perks in this fucking game. Like, it literally gets like 0.01% better every upgrade. And then at 4, it's like, alright. It feels like it feels like what you expect Speed Cola 1 to be. Like, it sucks. Like, it's worse than in Cold War somehow. Pretty much any perk that isn't Juggernaut, Speed Cola, and I guess Quick Revive are pretty whatever, honestly. Diabolical damage just increases your headshot, which is good for like the one boss in the game that requires it. Like, actually both of them do, the fucking big guy and the Zavala. So it's good for killing them. Running faster is really not a fucking issue in this game, unless you're using an MG. Why in God's name would you ever? And I fucking could not even tell you what the other ones are. I think that is all of them. The reason I said Speakolo is good is it works with the best guns in the game. That's the only reason you ever buy it. You kind of buy it out of necessity, because like the revolving has a shitty reload time and it's the best gun in the game. So you do have to confiscate. And let me reiterate: if you're not using anything but the fucking revolving, dude, you're not getting past around fucking 20 in this game, man. Like, all the guns fucking suck. It's genuinely one of the worst about fucking metas. Once again, your characters are literally operators. They have no intelligent quotes relating to the story or anything. Like, again, this is literally one of the worst things Cold War ever added, and they had to implement it again, I guess. Like, fuck the story. Like, fucking hell, dude. Like, why can't we just have an actual fucking crew? Like, I get why they do operators. It's for money so they can sell skins, but like it absolutely destroys the story of these fucking games. Like, nobody cared about the Cold War story because your characters they weren't even involved in it. It was this fucking radio people that actually meant something, and it is sort of like that in this game. I cannot even tell you fucking anything about this game's story. Like, it's actually so bad. It's like essentially like this red bad guy, Cortifex, I think his name is. He's just bad. He sides with Nazis, and you have to stop him with help of other shitty deities. And the thing that was sort of advertised with these deities is they were more of like neutral characters in the story and the conflict. So they would help you at times, but other times they would seem like unreliable. That's literally something in the trailer, by the way, if you don't believe me. But in this game, the story, they literally just suck your fucking dick the whole time. Like, it is literally false advertising. Like, I don't even think they tried with this game's characters. I could not name you a personality trait from any of the fucking characters in this game. Like, especially fucking, God, what's it, Verkana. I think she's just like a healer or some shit, because I know her things like healing or whatever, dude. I can't name a positive about this game. It's just a chore to play. Round based in this game is also pretty shit. I do think it is a tad bit better. I think the progression translates worse though, because again, we're on the Cold War points system, so you get no points for kills. Essentially, you get like 115 per headshot, which is really nothing. You don't get anything for damage, so getting points is an absolute chore in this game. And one perk costs fucking 15k, so round base is still pretty fucking annoying to play. It's just tedious as shit. Like this whole game is like I'm surprised this game was even released. Like I think Zombies like literally has like a dev team of like 4 people, dude. Like it took them so long to update this game on release. Like I don't think I need to tell you anything about this game besides the fact that it took them 5 months for them to patch in the ability for you to pause the game. I don't need to say anything else about this fucking game. It's fucking terrible. Like, how did it even get released? How is this $60? I think it genuinely is the worst game I own on my Xbox, and that is mainly because I had expectations for it. Because it was advertised with expectations. So I bought the game. And it turns out like this. Like, it's buggy as shit. It's borderline unplayable. Like, I nearly blind myself every time I play this game just by shooting an automatic weapon. Because of the fucking muzzle flash in this fucking game. Like, I want to know who fucking made this, who actually greenlit this project. Like, it's a piece of fucking shit. Honestly, God, man. I'm not even talking about zombies anymore. I'm talking about the game, man. Like, I can't even, like, this is not even scripted anymore. There's no fucking script. Like, it's legit just terrible. I feel bad for you if you bought this game. I feel bad for you if you ever entered this game. If you ever had the tragedy of entering this game. Like, I think, like, the worst thing about this game is the price tag. Because this game should be free. This game should not even cost money. This game has the production quality of, like, Roblox games, but, like, worse. Like, I cannot tell you a Roblox game that is more buggy than this. Like, dude. It's actually fucking tragedy how this game was released. I think if I actually had to give a rating for this, like an objective standpoint rating for this game, it'd probably be like a 2 or 3 out of 10. And if you had to ask me the best like mode in this game, like campaign, MP, zombies, it actually would be a difficult. It's either like a difficult fucking question. I mean, it's either the campaign or MP, obviously, because zombies is just fucking terrible. Like, I could not even name a redeeming quality about zombies. If I probably had to say, it'd probably be the. It's hard to say. I'm leaning towards campaign, even though the campaign in this game is dog shit. I am leaning somewhat to campaign because the MP is just like literally it's another game, but you move faster, and there's less things to do. So like, yeah, at least the campaign, like, I wouldn't say attempted to be original, but it was like attempted to tell a story. It's definitely not original though. It's the most like cliche fucking story I've ever seen about World War II. Like, it's legit like somebody opened up like a fucking movie script and just wrote it into a game. Half the cutscenes in this game, dude, they suck fucking dick. I'd probably say the campaign though, because at least the campaign, like, it tried to tell a story. Fucking the MP didn't even try anything new. I think the only thing that was tried in the MP was like Champion Hill, and Champion Hill sucks. It's just like shitty Warzone. Go play fucking Warzone. And I guess they tried to make you move fast. That's pretty cool, guys. They really tried. 10 out of 10 fucking game. Honestly, yeah, I take back everything I say. You move fast in this game, guys. 10 out of fucking 10, dude.